Hi, it's Shelly and welcome to my channel. What are we doing today? In today's video, I'll be breaking down the budget for our 30-day stay in Vietnam, finding out if we're staying within our $130 Canadian per day budget. It's what we're doing today. Our stay in Vietnam was a little bit different than what we'd done in Thailand and Cambodia. While in those two countries, we basically just booked our accommodation for a month and stayed put, exploring in further detail Chiang Mai and Siem Reap. In Vietnam, we spent a month, but we traveled quite a bit. We started in the south in Ho Chi Minh City for 5 days, moved on to central Vietnam with 3 days in Da Nang and 9 days in Hoi An. Then we moved north to Hanoi for 7 days, Cat Ba Island for 3 days, then back to Ho Chi Minh City for 2 days. So we had some domestic flights and airport transfers to allow for in the budget, as well as shorter term accommodations, which can typically be more expensive than longer term stays. So we were a bit concerned about staying within our targeted budget. Our categories for our budget are as follows. Transportation. This is what it costs to get to our destination country. And for this leg of our journey, it was a flight from Siem Reap, Cambodia to Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Local transportation. This is what it costs to travel around within the country. And in this budget included domestic flights, airport transfers, as well as Grab taxis, buses, and transfers. Basically, any cost to get around while we're in Vietnam. Accommodation. This is what it costs to stay in the various accommodations in the cities that we visited. We used Airbnb and Agoda for most of our bookings, and for the most part, the accommodations were excellent. Food and drink. This category includes groceries, eating out, coffee, and we drank a lot of coffee in Vietnam. If you know, you know, as well as any alcohol and delivery meals while we were there. Since we were traveling so much in Vietnam, we really didn't cook much at home. We ordered in a number of times, as well as eating street food and at local restaurants. The next category is activities. This includes any entertainment type things that we did. We did a lot of activities in Vietnam, and later in the video, I'll list them all out with the individual costs for each activity. The last category is miscellaneous, and this covers anything that wasn't covered in the categories previously mentioned. This would include a few souvenirs, medications, etc. Basically things that the average traveler would buy while they're on a trip overseas. At the end, I will also set out the amount we spent on personal items. This category covers things that are more discretionary purchases and are not included in our $130 per day budget. I separate these out because everyone's personal purchases will be different, and while one person's budget could include a lot of discretionary purchases, another person's could be minimal. So I've just kept them separate. Okay, let's get going. The first category is transportation. We spent $382.73 on our flight from Cambodia to Vietnam for 2 tickets. We're traveling with carry-on and a checked bag each, so we have to pay extra for that. If you're traveling carry-on only, you might be able to fly cheaper. Next up is local transportation, and our total for that category was $658.26. This includes flights and transfers from Ho Chi Minh to Da Nang, Da Nang to Hoi An and back, from Da Nang to Hanoi, Hanoi to Cat Ba back to Hanoi, and Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh. So we had 3 domestic flights with airport transfers and 2 ground transfers from Da Nang to Hoi An return and Hanoi to Cat Ba return. We also used Grab taxis in our locations that were not within walking distance. Ho Chi Minh, Da Nang, Hoi An, and Cat Ba were mostly walkable cities, but our location in Hanoi required local transportation to get us to the old quarter. Next up is accommodation. We stayed in 5 different places while in Vietnam, and the per night breakdown is as follows. In Ho Chi Minh City, we stayed 5 nights at the beginning of our Vietnam adventure and 2 nights at the end for a total of 7 nights. We had a 2-bedroom apartment with kitchen facilities, and the total cost was $351.94. So $50.27 per night. In Da Nang, we had a very small hotel room on the beach side. While the room was small and not the cleanest, the location was excellent. I didn't take any pictures of this hotel because I wouldn't recommend it, so I'm just showing you the beach and the location. The total cost for 3 nights was $38.96, so $12.99 per night. For that price, we could put up with a not-so-perfect room. In Hoi An, we had a lovely hotel room with a terrace. We didn't have kitchen facilities here. We stayed 9 nights for a total of $273.51 or $30.39 per night. In Hanoi, we had a lovely Airbnb with 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, and full kitchen facilities and laundry. We stayed 7 nights for a total of $290.49 or $41.50 per night. In Cat Ba, we had a 3-bedroom hotel room with no kitchen facilities, but it included breakfast. The total cost for 3 nights was $101.83 or $33.94 per night. Our total accommodation cost for 30 days in Vietnam was $968.73 or $32.29 Canadian per night for 2 people. Next up is food. As I said before, we ate out or ordered delivery for our meals in Vietnam. We also went out for at least 1 coffee every day, as well as having snacks and drinks in our hotels. We also had to buy drinking water, and that is included in this category. Our total cost for our food and drinks was $1,077.57. Vietnam is very economical to eat out, and you can easily get a streetcar banh mi for under $2, and a meal out at a local restaurant usually came in under $15 for 2 people. We ate really well in Vietnam, and we sampled a lot of local dishes from each region we visited. Okay, the next category is activities. Since we were visiting so many regions in Vietnam in a short period of time, we did a lot of planned activities to try and experience as much as we could while we were there. Our total activities cost was $562.59, which is amazing. Some of the activities we did were a Mekong River tour, walking tours, cooking classes or food tours in each location, a lantern release tour in Hoi An, Dragon Bridge boat tour in Da Nang, a water puppet show in Hanoi, a tour to Marble Mountain from Hoi An, as well as the Lan Ha Bay cruise in Cat Ba, to name just a few. I've listed out the activities and the costs here so you can have an idea of what it costs to do things in Vietnam. I used Get Your Guide and Klook to book most of our activities, or I booked directly with the provider when I could. The costs listed in this category and on the list are for 2 people. Next up is miscellaneous at $152.21. This included our visas at $70.64, and we spent another $81.57 on souvenirs, clothing, and toiletries. So our budget for 30 days in Vietnam was $3,900 Canadian. And we came in at $3,802.13, so $97.87 under budget. We are so happy about coming in under budget for our time in Vietnam, since we were traveling so much, participating in so many activities, and eating out so much. We really feel that if we'd picked one place and stayed for the whole 30 days, eliminating all the travel costs, we probably would have come in at or under $2,500 easily for the 2 of us. That being said, We have no regrets in visiting the various regions of Vietnam from south to north because there's just so much to see and experience, and each region is unique and amazing in its own way. Okay, moving on to the final category in our budget, which is discretionary slash personal spending. We spent about $300 altogether on these items. The biggest cost coming in at $145 was the fee I had to pay the facilitator to get my visitor visa to Vietnam expedited. If you didn't see my blog about that experience, I'll link it at the end of this video. The rest of the personal budget was spent on clothing and larger souvenirs. We picked up some great deals on clothing while in Vietnam, and there were so many things to bring back home for the family and friends as souvenirs. So that wraps up our travel vlog series on Vietnam. Stay with us as we travel onward to Malaysia, starting with Kuala Lumpur and then on to Malacca. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.